Oh, let's get started.
My favorite place is a town in Paris. Also, it went to Paris 4 times. It is a great town. The sightseeing of Paris is as short as glad for 5 days. The feeling that rows of houses were very beautiful and came to the foreign country. A building is also profound and is overwhelming. There are many art museums and it can see many great pictures. パリの街そのもの、パリーズタウン is very profound.
My favorite place is museum. I like to see art. For example, oil painting, photography, pottery.
I went to Philippines. My friend went to Cagayan de Oro in Mindanao Island by airplane. We stayed Cagayan de. It was typhoon season. Yes, we go back to Manila. We had a terrible experience in that time. If I have a chance to go to Philippines, I don't want to go in typhoon season.
I love traveling. Yeah. I've traveled abroad quite a lot. Not so many countries. So far, 22 countries. Not too many countries compared to some other people who have traveled 50, 60. These days, I take group tours often in Europe. But I used to travel without booking hotels on my own. Used to just ask local information center to find accommodation for the night. And sometimes when I was very lucky, I could stay at a nice place, nice bed and breakfast, very cheap. And though I haven't visited not so many countries, I have visited United States so many times. So far, 29 states in 25 years. And I've been collecting souvenir spoons, and my dream is to visit every 50 state and collect 50 spoons. I can't find any reason to visit some states like Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and so on. And as I visit abroad so often, and the problem is that I spend all my extra money and time on traveling abroad, so I haven't been to many places in Japan. I haven't been to western part, so right. So once I was asked by an American if I'd been to certain hot spring, I answered, no, I haven't. And he was like, what? I still haven't been there, but I'd love to sometimes.
Years ago, I was in America for 2 years, and at that time, I went to the many places, and I collect picture of cup. The couplet is very beautiful with picture. I couldn't collect every state. I want to do that, but maybe I have no chance to go there. I went to Las Vegas. I use so much money for gamble.
My favorite place is Italy. I love to Italy too much, so 7 or 8 years ago, I resigned my former company. I went to it in Italy and for study, searching my job, especially something job of motorcycle. A beautiful town is a university, and there are many students. Every night I went out.
That's too bad.
You lost?
Do you understand?
My childhood would be the century half ago. Japan was in rapid economic growth. The first recollection of my childhood, the television came to my home. And when there was no television in my house, I had a television shown in a neighboring house. It was a very great joy and that television can see in my own house. Also, the television at that time was black and white. So that time, the television is very, very expensive.
I also play with a neighborhood child, and I play with a bacon play. My friend in a bacon place with a with a stone. It can be written on the road. Stone, and that's agalmatolite, which is a stone. We can draw on the road the line and play with the neighborhood children, and it can be bought at mom and pop candy store. It is a little thing. Little candy or candy or chocolate or postcard we can buy the store, mom and pop candy store. It is we found it a lot of store in my childhood, but nowadays we can see it less because the shop was not shop cannot be continued. I don't remember so much my childhood memory. When I was child, I like to play so much. I always go outside with my children, my friends, and I want to be a boy. I don't remember, but my parents told me. When I was 3 years old, I wanted to be a Superman. I jumped from the high place. I hit my head on the sideboard. I cut my head. Too much blood on the floor. And my sister was very surprised. I went to the hospital.
When I was young, at childhood, every year I went to pray my ancestors' grave with my parents. My parents come from a small island in Hiroshima, inland sea. So they are very faithful じゃない信仰家 religious they are religious on Buddhism every week they didn't keep to pray on the grave. So I went to junior high school. So I have a forgettable landscape. So when I went to pray on the ancestors' grave, my parents' hometown is so very small and very countryside. So the island is very small and very beautiful island on around the blue sky, blue sea, and there are very many terraced fields and almost orange field and in summer Japanese have custom to go to pray on the grave in Bonn.
Dead persons come back their house.
So in Hiroshima, on the grave, we built lantern. So I am a landscape of lantern, many colorful lantern and orange and blue sea and terrace green. I was impressed landscape.
I turned 63 years old this month, January 17. So I cannot remember so much when I was a child. But let's try to remember. I was born in Niigata Prefecture. I was born place called Teradomari. Tera is tomaru is stay. I lived there until 80 years old. High school. My town is near beach, small harbor, fisherman's work, big fisher market. There are so many people to buy fish. In summer it's very hot. I used to go swimming, fishing. In New Year, I flied a kite, and the winter is very cold. We don't have snow. In winter. I went to see my old mother. She is 19 years old. She is 19 years old, but she is fine. She live by alone, but she have a little senile dementia. A little. I worried about her, but she is very fine. There is very lonely. There is nothing.
That's too bad.
You lost?
Do you understand?
many years ago. But 28 or 9 years ago, I have 3 children, boy, girl, and 2 boys were elementary school pupils, and my daughter went to kindergarten. My birthday, the day of my birthday, 2 sons present me. Maybe notebook or ball pen, but I forgot. My daughter had no present for me, and then she was very surprised because their elder brothers present their father, me. Then she went to upstairs, her room, and after 30 or 40 minutes, we said where she was, and after then she came back dining room, and she present for me. She made small box, and this is the surprise box. She gave me. I appreciate very much, and actually I had this small present box. Continue to keep my personal treasure.
I have 2 goals I wish this year. One is I wish speaking English better. I cannot have speaking English into this circle and become 1 year February last year. The second is I make soba better. I would like to do my best in these 2 this year.
I work in this building, a labor relation commission, and this year I have a role of my role of union this year, and last year our boss told us to do more quickly and more work. So we are our co-workers were very tired. This year's hope is health of our heart and body.
I belong to speech circle Akihabara Toastmasters Club. I am now vice president of education and supporting. I have responsibility for the regular meeting, and I my role is to make members speech and assigning members role and to support members in increasing members' speech skill. It is hard, but also I have there's my pleasure to increasing members' level. So my aim is to supporting leader, and I'm not good at English. So someday I want to deliver English speech.
The place I feel here, Japan's shrine, because shrine is in spiritual place in my me, a special place to me. So every time I visit to shrine, I reflect myself. For example, I am honest to everyone, or I am right what I am. My most fair place is shrine.
Real dark, no light. I had the experience 2 times. One is Nagano City. There is a very famous temple, Zenkoji. We can very short, small trip. Backside of underground, there's no light. Here, darkness. Then only touched last September. I went to Mexico, a very deep cave. Shut eye and turn off your light. 1, 2, 3, open the eye, dark.